live. I'm going to go to YouTube and set all the nonsense up real quick. Okay. You should see something that just says the Jaffe stream, I think. Okay, and it says part 2, right? No, it doesn't. Hang on. All right, it will in just a second. All right, save. Will you say hi to them? Let them know we're about to set up. We're about to go live. Yes, PK, this should be the right stream. At least I hope so. Okay, cool. So let me finish setting up this. I guess we can, this will just be a good backup plan. Can use this from now on. It's really weird though. We need to figure out what's going on. Because it's got to be happening on the OBS side. Because it's clear it's not happening on Twitter or the YouTube side. It's not happening on Twitter. It's not happening here. Okay, hang on. Let me just tweet this out. Well, I guess we needed to take a break anyway, so there we go. Tony, can you check and see if it's running over on Twitter? Okay. All right. All right, here we go. So posting there, I will post on, what's this thing called? I'll post, what's this thing? Discord, hang on. All right, there we go. Okay, are we ready to pick it back up, Tony? All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Fellas, welcome back to the show. Welcome back to the show. Let me get rid of this image here and we will start. Okay. Welcome back to the show, fellas. Apologize about that. I don't know what's going on. Tony and I will take a look at it and get back to you. But this is where we left off. Okay. So the good news here is if you want to be part of the chat, you want to be part of the show, this is much easier to do. Something to think about. So let me put up an add a guest. So if you want to call in, and now you don't even need to be in the Discord, you can just click on this thing and I'll bring you in when the time is right. There you go. Okay, I want to talk about a little bit more news though that we left off. We were talking about the guys who made The Witcher 3, Cyberpunk 2077. They ran away. And they said, we want to make our own studio. We want to do our own fucking thing. You see, I don't agree with this. This is on their website. They're called Rebel Wolves. We decided to create our own studio and run it on our own terms. Chief among them, the team comes first, always. Happy people make great games. I don't know. Games players want and deserve. Yes, it's as simple as that. Well, I don't know if it's as simple as that, but we have our first proof is in the pudding today because they've dropped a couple of trailers of their game, The Blood of Dawnwalker. Let me show you what it looks like, and we'll watch the trailer together. I have not seen it. I have been waiting to watch it with you good people, and so we will give it a look. Let's go to, where is it? Window, entire screen, boom, boom. Okay, this is what it looks like. This is called The Blood of Dawnwalker. It looks like an open world RPG. Here you go. And let's take a look at a couple of the videos that they put out, right? So they came out today and they said, we're going to give you a gameplay trailer, and we're going to give you we're going to give you a cinematic trailer, and we're going to give you a gameplay teaser trailer. I guess they're mixed together. Okay, so this came out 3 hours ago. The Blood of Dawnwalker. I've not watched it. Let's watch it and let's talk about it on the other side. Here we go. One sec. I'll fix the echo. One moment. All right, this should be better now.
Must be here somewhere. This way.
It's all right. It's all right.
I just want to be clear. A man taking care of a baby is some woke shit right here.
Lunka! Don't hurt her!
You gave us quite the chase, young.
Please, sir. She's just a child!
Roderick, remind me, did I make an exception for children?
No, sire.
No. That would have been foolish, would it not? They spread the plague just as well as adults. And there's only one way to stamp out this sickness.
No!
Not just a runner, but a fighter, too. Had we met under a different moon, things might have ended there.
Okay, that's all kinds of awesome.
What? Lunka? My sister. She needs help. Fast. Please, let us pass through. I beg of you. Please. Please.
It's cool.
I don't know. How?
I am life. I am death. I am everything in between. I have been watching your little valley. Pestilence, famine, killing, blood spilled carelessly like water. Things will be different now. For all of you.
All right. I mean, that's all we got, but I don't know, man. That looks pretty fucking good. Conceptually. I get it. It's only gameplay. I get it.
ODB joined.
But fuck. I'm in. I like the narrative. I like what it's about. I think that's cool. I love the Dracula shit and the vampire shit. The time period is cool. Vampires seize their opportunity, then they walk out of shadows, claim what they've been denied, freedom and power that comes with it. Other creatures of the night follow. This is cool, man. What a neat, interesting little brand. Good for them. Maybe happy teams do make happy games. Or not. It could be a piece of shit game, but hopefully it won't. Hopefully it won't. Decide which path to follow and whom to trust. Okay. Well, I'm super interested in seeing more. I thought that was a great introduction. Great introduction. We'll see where it goes. Let me bring in some of these folks in the chat. Then I want to move on to a story about Grand Theft Auto 6. But let's see what Kenny's got to say. Kenny, hang on. Let me get rid of... Yeah, hang on. There's an echo. One moment. All right, Kenny, what's up? It's Jaffe.
Hey, what's going on, good sir?
Not much. How you doing, bud?
Yeah, I'm all right, man. Just checking out the stream real quick before I jump into some FC25.
All right,
Yeah, I'm
cool. What do you want to talk about?
Yeah, just real quick, man. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure, as you know, on the PS Plus, they dropped Suicide Squad, and I just had to finally jump in because I was looking to purchase it during the holiday season, but I ended up picking up A Quiet Place, Road
Okay.
Ahead.
Yep.
Yeah, and I'm about a quarter into it, and I just want to say, especially for the younger folks, because someone who's a bit older like myself, we grew up on the Game Informers and GameSpot
Mhm.
and whatnot. Reviews and subjective opinions were a lot different back then. There was a lot more decorum in how these things were presented, and also how, in my opinion, affected the sales of the game, right? Depending on which site you were into.
Okay.
So I'm playing this game, and the entire time I'm thinking to myself, I'm juxtaposing that to the rhetoric that I hear and I see in a lot of these grifters, the YouTuber guys. And I just want to say to the younger folks here, please stop listening to these guys. I'm not saying that they don't have valid points, but even though a lot of times their rhetoric is just so alarmist, but just, if you want to play a game, play it, and let your own judgment and opinion be based on that. Because I'm playing the game and I'm like, what's DI about this? What's woke about this, right?
Yep.
That's all I saw
Yep.
the entire year that I didn't play, because I was playing Wukong, I'm playing FC, I'm playing other games. And I'm like, now I'm playing it. I'm like, why was all this noise? What's wrong? It's a great game.
Let me ask you this. So whether you think it's woke or not, we can talk about that briefly, but what do you think about the game itself? Are you there? Hello? Can you guys hear me?
Uh-oh. Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you just fine.
Okay, yeah. So can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you just fine.
Oh,
I think
okay.
my phone turned off as well.
Okay, so what I was saying is, we can talk about the woke stuff, but what do you think about the game itself?
Yeah, once again, in my opinion, it hits all the right spots. Great gameplay, great graphics. So far, the story's great. I got up to the Flash. So for anyone who's played it, I'm not gonna spoil much. I got to the Flash part and I defeated him. So that's where I'm at in the game. And you kind of meet the alternate Luthor and all that stuff. So I'm into that part of the game.
I'm with you. I don't want to try to sell people on it like it's the best game ever, but it was absolutely a really good, fun fucking game.
Exactly.
You know, and I'm with you on that. As for the woke stuff, the only thing, I mean, again, I don't care about the woke stuff, but the only thing I heard people talking about was Harley Quinn was a lot hotter in the Arkham series. And yeah, I would agree. They dressed her in less clothes. And there was one banner in the Justice League making it clear that it was an inclusive building.
Oh, yeah, I saw that banner. Yeah, I saw it.
And I'm like, you know, if that's all it takes, sure. Don't play it. But I'm glad it's free. I'd like to think other people like you are discovering that it's a really fun game. Is it the best game? No. But which character are you spending more time playing?
I use Deadshot because, as you know, at the beginning, they kind of give you a tutorial where you have to, they let you play with each one. And I just ended up sticking with that because this traversal is much easier. This has a jetpack and you can just
right.
You know, spin around. And the shooting is a lot more fun. It kind of feels like more of like a shooter type of game. Yeah,
cool.
It kind of reminds me of the Division. Yeah, within the Arkham verse. So that's kind of how it felt.
I played a lot of Captain Boomerang. I thought he was excellent to fly around with. But anyway, I'm glad to hear you say that because I feel that game, along with a handful of other games, 2024 got a real raw deal. You know, I get it. You know, there's always another reason though, right? It's like, well, it's not that, Chaffee. It's that it wasn't Batman Arkham. That's what we wanted. Okay, fine. It wasn't that Dragon Age was too DEI. It just wasn't the classic Dragon Age. Okay, fine. And those are valid reasons to be upset. But it doesn't negate the fact that the games themselves are still pretty fucking good, even though they're not what you wanted. You know, it's still fun fucking game, man. I'm with you 100%. Thanks for calling, Kenny. I'll talk to you later, bud.
All right, good sir. Be safe.
You too. All right, let me bring in Torque. And again, if you want to call in and be part of the show, you can do that. I'll put the link right here. And then after we run through a couple calls and tech, keep an ear out. Let me know if the calls are getting too long. Then we will jump on to the Grand Theft Auto and Switch news. Okay. Torque, it's Jaffe. What's up, bud?
Hey, man. So glad you're back. I can't do my game design without you yammering in the background.
Okay, well, I'm glad my yammering serves your game design. That's excellent.
It does.
Well, I'm glad to be back. What's going on?
Oh, not much. I was just thinking of that last game. Like, concept-wise, it looks really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why game developers are still making purely CG trailers. Like, obviously, the last couple of minutes. Like, in-engine is fine. Obviously, you can't immediately show gameplay, but why are they still doing the, pre-rendered, obviously doesn't look anything like the game, Well, I think pre-rendered is starting to look more and more like the game, so I don't think that's as big of a problem as it used to be, but I would say I hate trailers like that in general because I want to see what the game is, right? But what I will say about it is when they're shown back to back to back to back at the Keighley shows, for example, that I think is when it really falls apart because it's like you can only you have to meet the audience where they are, right? So to release this trailer today where there's not a lot of noise, you have the goodwill to sit and watch it and go, okay, what's this about? And I think the concept is pretty fucking strong. But totally. I think if you put them back to back to back, like a lot of these shows, you want to fucking rip your fucking eyes out. And it's so weird to me that a lot of these people make their trailers for shows that they know are going to be in a suite of trailers over the course of like a 3-hour show in a vacuum. Like they don't realize how that trailer is going to be digested. But this concept, there's nothing new about it, but if you take that kind of, 1300s Eastern Europe, Transylvania, a little bit of, sword and sorcery mixed in with vampires. I'm like, all right, I'm curious about what that is. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
No, concept wise, it's amazing. It's just weird. Like I remember back, this is going back a long ways now, but the sequel to Prey, when Human Head was still doing it,
Okay.
and they released that CG trailer, and everybody lost their shit. And I'm like, do you guys not realize this is just pre-rendered CG? Like it was made by Blur Studios,
Sure.
who are the ones who are making all of the Love, Death, and Robots for Netflix. So it's
Right.
like, it wasn't even the game studio that's making these trailers.
Yeah.
It's a completely
Well,
separate
I
studio. who only
I
does
felt the
CG.
same way when it was was it Dead Island? What was the zombie game?
Yeah. That really awesome. The Goat
Everybody was
Simulator
raving about
joke
the
was
trailer,
hilarious,
and
though.
it was running backwards. And oh my god,
Yeah,
it's amazing!
yeah,
It's amazing.
it was
And I was like,
cool,
okay,
it looked neat,
but that's
but it's
not the
a
game.
That's on the ACL.
Yeah, that's not the game. So,
It is
but
weird. And
but
then they
it
got
does
a ton
have
of
to catch you
backlash
on the
for it.
right time. Like this one caught me at the right time because I hadn't been watching a bunch of trailers.
Yeah.
And I'm interested, but certainly the proof will be in the pudding, which it sounds like we'll see the pudding this summer, is what they're
Yeah.
saying.
My only thing is like I think if they had, that last bit at the end was obviously in engine. That was
Mhm.
obviously like, even if it wasn't gameplay, it was simulated to look like gameplay. Why wouldn't they just do the whole thing that way? 'Cause that's what
Well,
I'm doing
because-
right now for my showcase. It's like I can't do the gameplay right now, but at least I'm going to do it in engine, and it's going to look like the game will look, right?
Yeah, but obviously, it's marketing, right? It's the same reason. It's the exact same reason that, when they make ads and they put glue in the pizza for Pizza Hut, and when they pull the pizza out of the pan,
Right. It's the cheese. Yeah.
it's right. I mean,
Experience that you never get. I mean,
right.
I
It
understand that, but like, what do you think? Because you have obviously experience with this. What do you
Yeah.
think the budget for something like that's pure CG that
Well,
wasn't
okay,
the
but-
actual team?
Well, that CG, it might be the actual team, and that CG clearly is going to be in the game. I didn't look at that CG like, oh my god, it's next gen. It was like, all right, it's
Right.
CG.
So
so
you
it's
think that's
probably-
actually going to be a cinematic
Yeah.
that's used in the
Oh,
gameplay?
I-
For
sure.
the story,
Yeah, I mean, it looks
yeah.
like it looks and seems like that, but
maybe.
it's been a while since I've been in that world, so I don't know what they charge. Like if you go to a Blur or if you go to any of these post houses and say make us a CG trailer,
I
would-
imagine it's not cheap.
it's not cheap. But my guess is this. It's not like when Blizzard used to be, and it's still really, I think, the king of that. Like if you look at the cinematics for Diablo 4,
Totally.
I mean, my God, it's still some of the best fucking shit you've ever seen. But
And you're right. When they're using it in the game, then it doesn't feel like a waste. To me, that didn't seem like anything they were going to use in the game.
I
and
think
you
it
don't
is. I
often-
think that's the narrative. I think it's about this
Yeah,
guy,
maybe.
and he gets his life saved that night, and his daughter's or his sister's life saved that night, and they go off and
Yeah,
become
yeah, yeah.
vampires.
You're right. It could
Um,
just be the setup for the opening of the
Yeah.
game or something. Yeah, I guess I was seeing it as just a waste of money because I'm like, if it's not going to be used, it
Well, it
seems
got us
pointless.
talking about it, so perhaps not.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, Tort. Good
Anyways,
luck on
good
your
seeing you.
design. You too, buddy. See you soon. Angel Mendez, thank you so much for becoming a member of the Diet Soda Soldiers, buddy. I appreciate that. It's very kind, very generous, and very nice of you. Thanks, buddy. Welcome back to our environment and our community. Cantankerous Games, been a member for 31 months. He drops us 5 spot. Thank you, buddy. He says, Jaffe, 31 months and you miss me. Oh, I'm sorry, because the stream crashed. I'm suddenly out of my non-game work. I'm suddenly out of my non-game work. Do I consider going full games? Will the industry recover in 25? Yeah, Cantankerous makes games. I've played some of them. First off, I don't think the industry's in a bad place if you're talking about money being made. It's only, digital was only down 1%, at least in the UK. I don't know if we have the American figures yet. People are buying and playing games. Subscription services are up 12% in the UK this year. But certainly if you're talking about going to work at a studio, yeah, but you don't, you kind of run your own ship, right? So if you love making games, I would never stop making games, but whether or not you want to jump in full time, I think it's about, do you think, same shit. Nothing smart about saying what's your appetite for risk. It's always that question, right? How much do you want to risk if it doesn't work out? And do you think that you have arrived at a place where a lot of indie developers never get to, where they think about the market and they think about, hey, is this concept, as much as I love it, is this going to connect with people? Right? That's, a lot of indie devs just go, I'm going to make whatever the fuck I want. And they make whatever the fuck they want. And nobody shows up and they're like, what happened? It's like, well, you made whatever the fuck you want. You didn't take the market into account. So, but here's what I would say though. I would say if you love it, I would recommend continuing to do it because, that's the shit, man. Do what you love. But if you can't afford to do it full time, then don't. But it's really a risk issue, right? Stephen Hawkins, thank you. 33 months of membership. He says, I don't know why people say the game industry is going to crash. Anyone can make a game if they want now. It's never been better. Quit focusing on AAA. You are absolutely right. The idea that the industry is going to crash, this industry is never going anywhere. Even when it officially did crash, back in 84, it was only the arcades that crashed and the Atari that crashed, but you still had computer stores. People were still buying and playing computer games. Interactive, well, in every game's interactive, but video games will never go away until society goes away. It's never going away. But there'll be peaks and valleys, of course. And AAA is getting less and less, not just because they're expensive, but because the consumers, the younger kids coming up, don't really care about it like we did. That's just the fucking fact. I'll talk about that on tomorrow's show, but it's true. I don't agree, Real Boss. Real Boss says indies are thriving. Indies are not thriving. Everybody's struggling. It's harder now to make noise for your indie game than it's ever been. But, it's gotten glutted. Now, what you may see is, you may see a number of people bail, and then it'll be a little bit easier. Hawkins says, I'm a retro guy and I'm saying it won't ever go away and it's better than ever. I'm with you on that 100%. Okay. I wanted to show you something. Played a ton of X Defiant last year, says Kevin. Love Star Wars Outlaws. Tried Immortals Phoenix. It was really good. Yeah, I think Ubisoft has actually been doing decent stuff recently. So I hope they are able to figure out how to keep their business going. But, I know I'm in the minority on that. A lot of people don't agree. So, okay, listen, I want to get to this story. So, this is Grand Theft Auto fans. This is coming from the Direct. Grand Theft Auto fans brace for Rockstar's upcoming announcement amid release delay concerns. Okay. Basically, here's what's going on with this. So we know it's supposed to be 2025 as of the last earnings call. They said it was going to be 2025. However, there is a new investor call coming up in less than a month, February 6th at 4:30. And they say that you can expect to hear about Q3 financials as well as a look at the fiscal year to come for Take-Two, 2K, whatever the fuck they're called. You know what I'm talking about. While they're probably not going to give you an update like, hey, here's mechanics for Grand Theft Auto 6, what they will say, given how meaningfully Grand Theft Auto moves the stock price and the investment opportunities for people looking to invest in that company, if it's going to get delayed out of the year or if it's going to stay the course, we're less than a month for at least knowing that. It's been 400 days since Rockstar, Take-Two, whatever, have dropped the trailer, have dropped any news about this game. So I expect you're going to hear if it's coming out. You may not hear any other details, but you're going to hear if it's coming out in the 2025 groups. Refer Snail says, I'm almost positive it'll be delayed. Almost every single GTA and Red Dead have been delayed. Yeah, I'm sure it'll come when it comes and people will show up. And if it's great, it'll sell forever. And if it's not great, it'll still sell insane amounts for the first 2 months before word of mouth gets out. Okay. But there you go. So we're less than a month away from knowing if this title is still on the up and up for 2025. That's fun. That's exciting. Come on, man. Get to play it on your PS Pro, or you get to play it. I don't know where I'm going to play it. I'll probably, gosh, at that point, since I guess can't stream it anywhere, I guess I'll have to get a PS5 Pro to play it, I assume. Okay. I don't see, says Eternal, why they would have shown anything if they didn't expect it to launch soon. They did expect it to launch soon, but that's what a delay is. The CEO doubled down on fall of 2025. Right. But that's the last they've said about it, and we haven't heard anything. And so he'll either double down on it again. I mean, look, let's put it this way. If he doubles down on an investor call, which you basically are not legally, you can't lie in those things. If he doubles down again, then they have every intention of releasing it in 2025. It still may be delayed, of course, but they have every intention of it. But we'll know in February, right? We'll know in a couple of weeks if it's going to be out. It's exciting. It's exciting. Kevin says Red Dead Redemption 3 is infinitely more interesting to me. Well, let me tell you something about that. So there are rumors that Red Dead 2 is coming out on the Switch too, which we're going to talk about in just a minute. But before we get to that, and in that, I have a prediction of another game that's going to be coming out as well. But before we get to that, I was actually pleased as Punch. Shut up. Punch can be pleased. I don't care what you say. You're not my dad. You're not my boss. You're not my God. The DICE Award nominees came out. Now, usually I have a real problem with this because I don't like a lot of these nominees. I think they're bullshit. I think they're
don't touch me there.
Don't play a lot of things, blah, blah, blah. And in this case, these are some good fucking nominations. What do you mean, am I good? PG says, are you good, Jaffe? Yeah, I'm pretty good. I'm not going to read them all to you. You can go to their site, but let me read some of the ones that should make you go, all right, that's not too shabby. Outstanding achievement in art direction. Black Myth Wukong, Indiana Jones, The Great Circle, Lego Horizon, Plucky Squire, Hellblade 2. It's nice to see art direction not only talking about just pretty games, but interesting art styles. I like that. Listen to this. Outstanding achievement in character. 1,000 Times Resist. Haven't played it, played the demo. I liked it. Everybody's talking about it in the indie space. That is nominated for character. Yuffie, I haven't played Rebirth, but Final Fantasy Rebirth, indie, that's got to get it. Fucking Troy Baker was astoundingly good in Indiana Jones. Indica, fuck yeah, she was great in that game, or the devil or whatever it was. And then the woman who played Hellblade 2, whatever. I liked seeing Star Wars Outlaws get a musical composition nomination. That's pretty good. Great music in that. Indie should have been up there as well. We've got Story, 1,000 Times Resist, Indiana Jones, Metaphor ReFantazio, Still Wakes the Deep, and Thank Goodness You're Here. That's a list of nominees of games that people actually fucking showed up and played and actually knew what was out there. That's a great fucking list. Outstanding technical achievement. Astrobot, Batman Arkham Shadow, Indiana Jones, Hellblade 2, Space Marine 2. Right? These are some good fucking nominations. Action Game of the Year. Batman Arkham Shadow, Black Myth Wukong, Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Helldivers 2, and Stellar Blade. There you go. Adventure Game of the Year. Adventure Game of the Year. 1,000 Times Resist, Animal Well, Indie Jones, Legend of Zelda Echoes. That's good to see. Prince of Persia Lost Crown. That's good to see. And then I do think they should get rid of Racing Game of the Year. I think it should just be and Fighting Game of the Year, because sometimes they just got to put things in that don't really fit, but there aren't that many of either. I think they should just kind of be putting it in there and go, these are the best competitive games of the year, but whatever. Role-playing is a very strong category this year. Final Fantasy Rebirth, Dragon Age, Elden Ring, Erdtree, Infinite Wealth, Like a Dragon, and Metaphor ReFantazio. That's pretty fucking good. Listen to this. They have a lot of good categories. I'm excited to watch this show. They did an indie category, an indie game. I'm not a big fan of separating indie games, but whatever. This is the DICE Awards, one pumpkin. Animal Well, Balatro, Grun, Indica, and Mouthwashing. 5 games, indie games, Balatro, Animal Well, Grun, Indica, and Mouthwashing. All really worth your time. Really, really good list. Online game of the year, Helldivers 2, Marvel Rivals, Space Marine 2, Diablo 4, Call of Duty Black Ops 6. They actually woke up and said, let's separate game design from game direction. It's about goddamn time. Outstanding achievement in game design, UFO 50, Helldivers 2, Balatro, Astrobot, and Animal Well. Outstanding achievement in game direction. Thank goodness you're here. That's exactly what it should be. Lorelei and the Laser Eyes, Animal Well, 1,000 Times Resist, and Riven, the Mist Thing, which I haven't played, so I have nothing to say about it. Finally, this is their game of the year. Astrobot, Balatro, Black Myth Wukong, Helldivers 2, and my personal game of the year, Indiana Jones and the Great Goddamn Motherfucking Circle. That's the DICE list. If you want to check it out for yourself. Now, this is industry people get to vote on it. They also nominate. It's actually the closest thing we have to the Oscars. But my take on mouthwashing is I really, really liked it. I didn't like it as much as some other horror games, indie horror games this year. But, it was still really, really cool. But when my list comes out in a week or so, I think you'll see some horror games on there that you're not hearing a lot of people talk about, but if you play them, they're better. By the way, if you want to call into the show and say what you have to say, there's a link down there. It says Talk Studio Streamlabs. Click on that. I'll bring you onto the show. Before I get to the next story, our newest member, Good Sir Angel, I didn't know this is who he was. Listen to this. We showed the Twisted Metal trailer earlier on the show. He says, hey, I heard you saw the trailer to Twisted Metal fan game. Thanks to Rocker Matt. That's awesome. I wasn't expecting it. Sorry for the sweet tooth design. Yeah, that design is rubbish, sir. You picked it right from goddamn Twisted Metal 3. But that said, everything else, awesome. Fucking awesome. Is there split screen online? That's probably asking too much. What did you build it in? I might want to have you on for an interview if you don't mind in the next week or two. I'd love to talk about your process, what you built it in, why you did it. What kind of experience you're looking for from it? Like, what does success mean for you in this game? But thank you for the super chat. Good to have you as a member. And yeah, I will be picking this game up tonight or tomorrow. Now that I know that it's out there, it looks really, really fun. And I hope more people take a look at it. Yeah, he made it. If you don't know, earlier on the part 1 of the stream, he made a what's the word? A Twisted Metal, basically a Twisted Metal game that's like a fan version of Twisted Metal, kind of all different eras of Twisted Metal. And it went live today and it looks pretty cool. It looks really, really cool. Okay. Where's my DICE award? I don't know. Where is my DICE award? It's behind the microphone. It's over there somewhere. But seriously, Angel, thanks for that. I appreciate it, buddy. Okay. Okay, I want to tell you about this. So we know coming up, and I will be streaming it, of course. And by the way, it's looking like we will be doing the Indiana Jones call with Victor Lucas this week. He just tweeted me, so I got to get back to him tonight. January 23rd, which I guess is next week, is developer direct from Xbox, right? They came out, they said, we're going to show you guys some Doom. What is it called? Doom Dark Ages. We're going to show South of Midnight. We're going to show this game. This is a game called Expedition 33. That's a Game Pass. And then today there was a hint that there's a mystery game they're going to be showing, and they said it is from a legendary Japanese IP. It says that there's going to be 4 games, and Jez Corden tweeted, has the skinny on all this. He says the upcoming direct provides. He says the game is a new entry in a legendary Japanese IP which has decades of history. And so obviously people are guessing. I mean, it would be wonderful if it's Resident Evil 9. It's time to reveal something. We haven't seen anything on the new Resident Evil. I think ever, but certainly we haven't seen any news on Resident Evil in quite some time. Maybe it's Onimusha because we've already seen it. Maybe they're going to dive deeper into what Onimusha is. Maybe. I'm trying to think what else it could be. People have mentioned Ninja Gaiden, which kind of has a history with Team Ninja with Xbox. I kind of hope it's not Ninja Gaiden, though. I hope it's not Ninja Gaiden. Do I think they show Banjo-Kazooie? No, I do not, Real Boss. Not Real Boss. Who said that? who wrote that? It went away. I can't find it anywhere. It's PK99. No, because I think they've said they're showing 4 games. They're showing Doom, Expedition 33, South of Midnight, and this 4th mystery game, which is from a Japanese studio, or from a Japanese IP. You think Jet Set Radio or something? Maybe one of the Sega games could be. Yeah, so that's that will Kojima's game. No, because it says it's from an IP that's kind of a long list. And then this game is an RPG. I want to watch just a brief moment of this with you guys, and then I want to get some Switch news. I have a prediction I want to make about the reveal coming this week. I think there's a game that is going to be on display that I want to talk about. But this, I want to just watch a little bit of it. Well, you tell me. Not everybody likes it when I watch trailers on the show. I appreciate that. Tech Protect, you tell me. There's a trailer for Expedition 33, which is a day one Game Pass. It's going to be shown at in Deeper Dove and Into. This is a trailer from a few months back. It's going to be talked about, though, in more depth at the Xbox showcase. Do we want to look at gameplay from this, or we're not really all that interested? We'll be watching it next week anyway. If not, we can move on to the Switch 2 news, or we can stay on this. Tech Protect says, go for it. All right, let's watch Tech Protect. If it starts getting boring, let me know. I'll turn it off. Okay, here we go. We're going to watch just a few minutes of this, see if it looks good. I know I've seen it before, but I kind of don't remember it, which may be all you need to know. I don't know. Okay, share the stream. No, that's not what I want. I want to share my screen. I want to share my screen. My screen. It's a different word. Okay. Here we go. And then we will get to our Switch news right afterwards. Okay. Where's the audio? I mean, I just want you to think about this for a moment. If this is good, you've got this, and you've got Avowed, which is on Game Pass, and there's another big RPG coming on Game Pass, and all in 1 year. This is the RPG fucking box, man.
'68. Elodie's expedition.
You know the commanders of every expedition.
Expedition 68. Their boat was blown into the air by a storm. Lumiere lost sight of it, but assumed they crashed on the continent.
And they survived. The storm, at least.
All right, let's keep moving. We found the weird corals. Mael must be close by.
Wait. Headphone.
So he's walking on the seafloor? Okay, that's cool.
Doesn't matter. They're between us and Mael.
Okay. Oh, it's turn-based. Okay, sweet. I know it's turn-based. Come on now. I mean, I wonder if the combat system is that interesting. Gears E-Day is rumored for this year. That's fantastic.
A hut.
Slow down. We don't know what's inside yet.
SpongeBob. Because, you know.
building has a certain melancholy beauty. A lone outpost of humanity nestled amongst the corals. A sailor lost at sea.
Our resident cynic is now a poet.
Wouldn't expect a Cartesian engineer to understand beauty.
Goddamn right. Fucking Cartesian engineer idiots. Am I right, Tech Protect? Goddamn right. Kind of good you can choose when to enter combat, it looks like. I always hate random encounters.
You can use that.
Watch out!
You're right.
It only attacks when...
It's coming!
Gobble.
Let's spill some ink.
I don't know if the whole thing is underwater. Might be, though. I mean, the combat looks cool. I wonder if you're going to get, though... Like, I wonder what that dodge is about. Like, is that timing? Like, I wonder if the gameplay has anything more unique. In terms of, okay, you've got some minigame stuff, which is not unique, but it's nice when they do that.
Gustav, wait! It seems peaceful.
You seem
As
peaceful.
long as we
Got
don't
her.
touch the flowers.
Haha,
Yeah, let's not get too sentimental. It's still a painter's creation.
All right, you all have to love this now. You've got two hot chicks in here. No, I don't want to hear any bitching about this fucking game. It's like when Ray touched the spider in the cave. Fuck accent was that? Don't kill him, you. He's trying to be friends.
What was that?
It felt familiar somehow.
Gustav, we won't understand what's going on if we kill everything that moves.
The Gestrel village must be ahead.
You know what Neverons are capable of.
She'll be fine.
I can't with all these women. All the women and their demands. I would not mind a From Software turn-based game. I know, but their world design is so good, and their monster design is so good that I just think that would be really cool, because then you could really appreciate, I think, the design a lot more. Okay. All right. Let us move on. That looks pretty good. So we're going to get more information on that. Think about it. In about a week, we're going to get information on Doom, which how can you not be excited? South of Midnight, super excited. What we just saw, Expedition 33, and my guess is some kind of Capcom game. I hope it's not Ninja Gaiden, but I wonder what else it could be. What is a beloved? What did they say? They said it's a new entry in a legendary Japanese IP. I mean, maybe Sonic, What else? Go, right? I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck it could be. Okay. All right. Let's move forward though, because the Switch is probably going to be announced on Thursday. Okay. Oh, Dino Crisis. Can you imagine if Dino Crisis PK99 was there? Oh my goodness. People would lose their fucking brain pans. That would be something. That would be something. But so yeah, we talked on this morning show about the Switch 2. I'm almost certain it's going to be Thursday because I've had some reporters I was talking to earlier today saying, we're moving schedules around because they have every assumption that Thursday is going to be quite busy for them. Let's just say that. So I think they know this is coming on Thursday. Some people have said Wednesday, but whatever. It's this week more than likely. It's exciting. And it's also exciting because maybe there are the rumors that we're going to be seeing a Halo on Switch 2. And so it may be that they want to make sure the Switch 2 gets announced so then they can announce Halo on Switch 2 on their developer direct. I'm just guessing on that. I'm not saying that's happening, but that would be cool. But the rumors are basically we're going to be getting Halo 2, we're going to be getting Gears, Flight Sim, and Red Dead, right? But also and Assassin's Creed games. But here's my theory. My theory is Metal Gear Solid Delta is going to be announced as a timed console exclusive. I think it's going to be a time. That's why we haven't gotten a date. That's why people are still like, when the fuck is this game coming out? They haven't said anything. I think there is going to be, that's going to be their big secret game that they announce along with other games, of course. But I know that this big reveal on Thursday is supposed to mostly be about hardware. But I do think that, they said, they're not going to focus as much on games, but you might see a couple of games that are coming or whatever. I think you're going to see Metal Gear Delta as a console timed exclusive on the Switch 2. That is my prediction. Like Snake Eater coming out on 3DS, says Bukaki. I don't know. Did that ever happen? I wasn't paying attention back then to that, but, Ravno says he can't see it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think obviously they're going to launch this system with the Metroid game. They'll probably launch this system with an updated version of Tears of the Kingdom. Controller Sports says, and I agree, by the way, my prediction, Switch 2 won't sell as well as the original thanks to the Steam Deck. Yeah, I think thanks to the Steam Deck and thanks to the Raj, whatever the fuck it's called, which looks awesome. I think you're absolutely right. I think you're absolutely right. Ravnos, you don't know anything. Ravnos, like Delta won't run well on the Switch 2. How do you know? You don't even know what it is yet. I'm sure it will. If they're talking about bringing Red Dead 2 and they're talking about bringing Assassin's Creed to the goddamn Switch 2, you think it can't run? You think they can't run Unreal 5? I'm not saying you're right or wrong. I'm just saying, come on, man. You don't think it can run that fucking game? Come on. I mean, we'll see. We'll find out. But anyway, I mean, for me, I'd like to see a single player Splatoon. I'd like to see Mario Kart 9, which is rumored that that's going to be coming. What else would excite you for this? I know earlier in the chat this morning, people were talking a lot about being jazzed about a new Mario or a new Zelda. I could not be less hyped for either one of those right now. Not because I don't love them. I'm just over them. I'm good. I've gotten my fill. I know not everybody has, but if somebody were to say there's a brand new Zelda coming, I'm like, okay, that's fine. Eternal says, I'd like to see Splatoon that doesn't make it such a pain to queue for a match. I mean, I like the mechanics in Splatoon. I just don't tend to like multiplayer games like that. So I'm hopeful that they will do a build out of what they did in the DLC of 2 and then 3 with a real, like, fuck the multiplayer just for one game and give us a beefy fucking story campaign with cool bosses and cool environments and cool things to do with the paint and everything. I think that would be fucking awesome. Didn't the tweet say the game was going to be an unannounced game? Kevin said. Which tweet are you talking about? My understanding is that the last thing I saw, is it will focus almost exclusively on the console itself with no real focus on what software will run. So rather than get a look at Switch 2 and a new Mario game, Nintendo is planning to only share info on the hardware, according to the insider Nate the Hate, who I guess is pretty accurate. VGC reports that this 2-part reveal aligns with what he heard. So we might not hear about any games this week. Xenoblade, everybody, we were talking about Xenoblade recently and this morning, actually, and I want to play it, but people are like, oh, it's so fucking long and you can't even fucking finish it. And I know that you wouldn't agree with that because you're promoting it and saying it's great, but you recently got a Steam Deck. 90% of the games I want to play on the deck aren't deck verified, meaning I have to jump through hoops. Well, that's one of the reasons I'm just kind of like, I want to get if I get one of these things, I'm going to get the Ally because I'll be able to run Steam on it with Steam OS is coming to it. Xbox Windows is coming to it. Obviously you're not going to be able to get the first party Nintendo stuff, but if Sony keeps bringing their shit to PC, hopefully their shit will come to it as well. Oh, a new Luigi's Mansion. I mean, that's one of my favorite fucking games on the Switch is what was the Luigi's Mansion called? The one that was the Dark Moon, Luigi's Mansion 3. Let's see. Which is, I don't remember. There was one called Dark Moon or something. Dark Moon. Dark Moon I thought was great, but that was 3DS. And then the one after it was great as well. That was the Switch one, right? That was just Luigi's Mansion 3, which was a Switch game. Yeah, that was fantastic. That's a game that I might actually replay. I never replay games, but I could see myself replaying that. I thought it was excellent. That was fucking excellent. Okay. You want to get the Sega Genesis Classic, a new Sonic Adventure or Toy Commander? I don't think anybody's making a new Toy Commander, but Sonic, sure, absolutely. Okay. 2 is Dark Moon. It got ported. Okay. Fellas, Filettis, we're going to call it. That's the stream. I had a good time. I hope you did as well. It's 8:30 here in San Diego. I will be back tomorrow morning with a Jaffe Talks Games. We will be talking about the Transformers game that was canceled. We'll be watching some of the footage and we'll be stepping into the shoes of video game executives and talk about, would you have canceled the game and what could they do with this very lucrative license that hasn't managed to really make itself beloved in the video game space. We also have a couple other topics. And then, of course, we're back tomorrow at 6:00 with another Gabbin' and Games, which is all the news of the day that you didn't have time to pay attention to while you're at work. Not a problem. Me and Tech Protect got you covered every afternoon at 6:00. And don't forget, please, if you like the show, hit the like button on your way out. Consider a subscription. Consider a membership. Tell your friends. Tell your wife. Tell your kids. They're raping up everybody in here. Point is this. The point is this. The world is ending within the next 3 years, according to a dream I had last night. So, ladies and gentlemen, take my advice, pull you down your pants and slide on the ice is what I would say. Thank you from Sydney from MASH, and I'm out. Thanks, fellas. See you soon. Bye, guys.